Hi, tiny humans. I've got a new story to read with you today. Today is Resilient Ralph Rocks at Recess. Figured it'd be good to do outside with all of our fun chickens. We have Ralph the rhino. Let's see what Ralph is doing today. Oh yeah, there's the sloth that we're gonna find in today's story. See if we can find him. He has a little magnifying glass, so keep your eye out for that guy. Ralph is a resilient rhino in Mr. Ronald's class. He likes radishes, rocks, and roly-poly bugs. Ralph's favorite thing to do at school is recess, of course. Ralph loves to run and play and see his friends. He is working on his best friendshiping skills at recess. Can you help him? Ralph and his friends get to do 3 recesses during the day. He knows he is pretty lucky to have so many chances to play. There are lots of things to do and friends to play with. What do you think? At first recess, Ralph is ready to choose. He decides to choose between something to do or someone to play with. So help Ralph choose. 1, to either play his favorite activity. We're going to turn to page 8. Or to play with his favorite friend. And we can turn to page 9. Let's do 8 first. Play with his favorite activity. Today, Ralph chooses to play with his rocks and look for roly-poly bugs. He has a blast by himself. He knows that sometimes it's okay to just play by yourself. Maybe he'll choose friends next time. Let's see what happens next. Turn to page 7. So we go back and we say, okay, so he chose something to play with. Let's see what happens when he chooses a friend. So turn to page 9. Today, Ralph decides he wants to play with some friends. He goes outside and looks around. Ralph sees some of his friends playing with their trading cards. He loves trading cards. He also likes his friends, so he thinks that is a great choice. My kids always liked to play Pokemon cards. That was what they loved. Do you have any Pokemon cards? Bet some of you do. Ralph and his friends have an awesome time at recess. He knows that spending time with his friends is a way to show that you care about each other. I wonder if you see anything in that picture that's extra interesting. Maybe around here. Ralph makes a choice to play by himself or with his friends. Either choice is okay. At second recess, Ralph chooses to play with friends on the play structure. His friends want to play race car drivers. He doesn't really want to play that. So help Ralph choose. 1, to leave the group and go play something else. We'll go to page 16. Or to stay with his group and play what they want to play. Turn to page 18. He could either choose to leave his friends and go find something else to do, or to play with his friends. What do you want to do? Well, let's do this one first. Page 16, Ralph knows that sometimes he can play something he doesn't want to show he's a good friend, but today's not that day. He tells his friend, hey, thanks anyway, but I think I'm going to swing today. See you later. His friend's saying, see ya, and Ralph runs off to the swings. He was polite, so his friends know that there will be another time to play with him. All right, so let's go back to 15. And this time, let's have Ralph choose to play with his friends. But remember, he didn't really want to play that game, so let's see what he does. Ralph doesn't want to play race cars today, but he knows that sometimes it's good to play something you don't want to show you're a good friend. Ralph plays race cars with his friends and actually has a pretty good time. I mean, not as good as looking for roly-poly bugs, but it was all right. And his friends are super happy. Ralph is a flexible thinker and can play or not play what his friends want on different days. At third recess, Ralph wants to play wall ball. There's a game already going on. Let's see what happens when he either wins the game or loses the game. So let's do number 24 first. Ralph wins the first game. Amazing. Inside, he wants to cheer and gloat, but he knows that would make his friends feel bad. So Ralph shows calm on the outside and says, hey, that was fun. Let's start again. His friends feel awesome and are ready to play again. All right, so let's go back now. This time, let's see what Ralph does when he loses a game. Over to here. Ralph loses the next game. Dang it. And inside, he feels a little explosion grumbling. Losing is the worst. Do you feel that way sometimes? He wants to keep his friends having good thoughts, so he takes a deep breath. He reminds himself that his friends are more important than winning. He steps aside for a minute until he feels calm again, ready to go. He used some good strategies there. Ralph is a good sport, whether he wins or loses. There's Ralph is a resilient rhino who rocks at recess, just like his rocks. He makes good choice each time, is a flexible thinker, and a good sport. That way, his friends have really good thoughts about him, and they play and play and play each day. Ralph is a recess rock star. Did we find our little friend back there? If you remember, let's go back and see him. I think he was right there. See him? It's hiding, our little sloth. So let's see if today, maybe all week, you guys can be awesome rock stars. Remember to be a good friend outside at recess and run around and have fun. And sometimes you can play something you don't want to play and still have fun. And sometimes you can play by yourself, and that's okay. And to always be a good sport. So that's what we're doing today. We are rocking recess rockers.